Good afternoon. Welcome back to Zoology first year class. We are in the VSAQs. The fifth lesson VSAQs we are going to discuss. The fifth lesson, the VSAQs mostly all are important. Here the next the next VSAQ is the dine-in arms. Dine-in arms. What is their significance? Dine-in arms are the cross section of the flagellum, a tubule of the each periphery doublet. Means the already I draw the diagram yesterday. The periphery doublets are there now, like this 9 periphery doublets are there now. Inside of this, the a tubule is there now, each and every periphery tubule. Here is the one A tubule is present and the one B tubule is present. A tubule is having the arms that we call as the dine-in arms. Paired arms along with the length, they are called as the dine-in arms. What is the significance of the dine-in arms? Means they are bring about the sliding movement in the microtubules and utilizing ATP of the flagellum. Means it is the dine-in arms brings the movement, sliding movement in the microtubules utilizing the ATP, and the cilium bends, the bending time, flagellum and cilium bending time, they are helpful. Which one? Dine-in arms. Here, the cross section of the flagellum, a tubule, each periphery doublet, where the paired arms are present. These are the paired arms are present along its length. That is called the dine-in arms. What is the significance? Means helpful in the sliding movement of the microtubules, bend the cilium and the flagella. Here, next this one is about the dine-in arms. Next is the kinety. The kinety means a longitudinal row of kinetosomes and their interconnecting kinetodesmata, collectively called as a kinety. What you see this one here? It is a mainly, see this one. In this, the paramecium, for example, inside of the paramecium, the kinety, infraciliary system, kinety is present. What it is? Where the cilia is arise, that we call as a kinetosomes are there now. These kinetosomes, they are arise now, that we call as the kinetosomes. Kinetosomes are connected with the kinetodesmata. Thread-like structure is there now, that we call as a kinetodesmata. These are the dotted lines are there now, they are called as a kinetosomes. These kinetosomes are connected by the thread-like structure that we call as a kinetodesmata. Means the longitudinal row of kinetosomes and their interconnecting kinetodesmata, collectively called it as a kinety. Kinety means kinetosomes plus kinetodesmata, longitudinal row is called as a kinety. Kinety is a part of infraciliary system, inciliated. Infraciliary system means all the longitudinal rows are combined with the motorium, that we call as infraciliary system. It is a one part of the infraciliary system of the ciliates. Here, next one is a distinguish between the synchronous and the metachronous movements. This is the ciliary movements. These are the mainly the ciliary movements. How it is there means the synchronous movement. Here means the cilia are bend the one side, one row at a time. One side they are bending, that we call a synchronous movement. Cilia all are bend one direction, one time is called as a synchronous. Here, synchronous movement means the cilia in transverse row beat once at a time, one direction. One direction, all are bending only one direction. That type of movement is called as the synchronous movement. They are transverse row is forming like this. Here, transverse row means, for example, the paramecium like this they are there, that we call as a transverse row. Here, transverse row of the cilium is like this. What about the longitudinal row? The metachronous movement. Clear? In the longitudinal row, they are like a wave-like movement is occur. Some are bent up, some are bent down. Like this, the wave-like movement is occur. See this one? The cilia in longitudinal row beats one after another, looking like a wind passing the paddy field, producing a wind passing on the paddy field. What will happen? Like the grass is moving like a wave, like now. Like that only the appearance is there, that we call as a metachronous movement. Metachronous movement is present in longitudinal row of the cilia. Here the transverse row of cilia is having synchronous. Synchronous means bend at one direction. The metachronous means some are bending this direction, some are bending direction. Wave-like is formed that we call as a synchronous movement. Proter and opiste. Why do we refer the offspring formed by the sexual reproduction a clone? Here, clone means, what is a clone means here? A term clone is used to describe the morphologically, genetically similar. For example, in this the group, all the parameciums are there. All are similar. Now, one group is called as a clone. Here, the term clone is used to describe the morphologically and genetically similar individuals which are exact copies of their parent. Here, they are same like their parent, that we call as a clone. The lower organisms produce the offsprings asexually in the paramecium only. Next, the offsprings show the unpaired, uniparental inheritance without genetic variation. Hence, it is called clone. Here, in this, no, when genetic variation is there from the single parent only, they are formed. If they are formed as a group, that group we call as a clone. Clone is the same exact copies of the parent. The lower organisms are undergoes asexual binary fission and form it as a clone. Here, next, what is the difference between the proter and opiste? Already in the SAQs we learned the proter is the upper daughter individual of the paramecium binary fission. The opiste is the posterior. Clear? In the paramecium transverse binary fission, upper anterior forming is called as a proter. The posterior forming daughter individual is called as a opiste. Here, see this one. The proter is the anterior individual. It receives the anterior contractile vacuole, cytopharynx, cytostome from the parent. Remaining all the parts are they can prepare their own. Next, the down is called as the opiste is the posterior. Here it is the anterior individual. This one is called as a posterior individual. It receives a, here it is the anterior is receiving. Here it is posterior contractile vacuole. And develop all other organelles. Here it is a cytopharynx, contractile vacuole, cytopharynx and the cytostome is taken. But here, this is a prepared, opiste, they can prepare their own cytopharynx and the cytostome. Here, next, this one is about the proter and opiste. Anterior daughter individual is called as a, after the transverse binary fission of the paramecium, forming anterior daughter individual called it as a proter, posterior daughter individual called it as a opiste. Proter, they can take the anterior contractile vacuole and the cytopharynx from the parent. Remaining all organelles they can prepare. Next, opiste is a posterior individual. It is taking the posterior contractile vacuole from the parent. Remaining they can prepare their own. Here, this one is about the proter and opiste. Next, this one is also important. See this one, the lobopodium and the here between the distinguish between the lobopodium and philopodium. The cilia is looking like a finger-like, the fingertip-like, that we call blunt finger-like. Pseudopodia is called as a lobopodia. Which one is having this one means amoeba, and the entamoeba is having this type of pseudopodia. Next, the long fiber-like pseudopodia is called as a philopodia. Euglypha. The types of pseudopodia we discussed this one. The first one is called as a blunt finger-like pseudopodia. They are present in the amoeba and entamoeba. Next, these are the long fiber-like pseudopodia. They are called it as a philopodia. Example, euglypha. Next, last one, the very, very important one. This one is define the conjugation in the reference of the ciliates. Give two examples. Next, the conjugation is a temporary union of two senile ciliates. Temporary union of the two senile ciliates belongs to the different mating. They are belongs to the different mating type. For why they are attaching means for the exchange of the nuclear material and reorganization to restore vigor and vitality. Here, conjugation means temporary union of two senile ciliates. They are belongs to the different mating types. For the which purpose? For the exchanging of the nuclear material and reorganization. Here is called as a conjugation. Example, paramecium and verticilla. With this, we finish the fifth lesson also. If you up to the fifth lesson, VSQs are very, very important. In the means up to the fifth lesson, you learn the VSQs. Easily you can do the 7 VSQs compulsorily. I said first lesson 1 is there, second lesson 2, the 2 through 3, next the third lesson 1, fourth lesson 1. Here only how many covered? 5 covered. And the fifth lesson, the 2 are there. 7. Total 7 VSQs you can write you prepare up to the 5 lessons VSQs only. Here, next we are going to discuss about the 6th lesson VSQs. 6th lesson, the mostly less VSQs are there. We'll discuss that. See, here the neoplasia. What is the? See, first what is the hyperparasite? The parasite present on the another parasite that we call as the hyperparasite. See this one, the hyperparasite means a parasite which lives on the body of the another parasite is called as a hyperparasite. That is the example. Nosema notabulis is a parasite on the Spinospora polymorpha. Here, which one? Nosema notabulis is the hyperparasite that is present on the Spinospora polymorpha, which is already the parasite on the toadfish. Here, urinary bladder tissue. Simply, a parasite present on another parasite is called as a hyperparasite. Example, just example, you write down Nosema notabulis. Enough. Clear? Next one is what is meant by the parasitic castration? Give an example. Next, the parasite is present in the gonad. Gonads will be regenerate. That we call as a parasitic castration. Degeneration of gonads of the host due to the presence of parasite is called as a parasitic castration. Parasite is present in the gonads. That time they are damaged. That we call as a parasitic castration. This is also very, very, very important question. Next is the example Sacchilina. Here causes the degeneration of ovaries of the crab. Here this one is about the the fifth one. Next is the next one is neoplasia. See this one, this down is there. That is a neoplasia, means the abnormal growth of the host cells tissues. The new structures is called the neoplasia. Means the parasite is present. In this time, what will happen? Mean inside of the organisms, the tissue is more growing and form it as a new structures that we call neoplasia. Sometimes it leads to the cancer. Neoplasia means the parasite where it is present, that place cell division is more. They form it as a new structures that we call as neoplasia. It is leads to the cancers also. For example, carcinomas caused by the virus. This is a simple one. What it is means, a person is suffering from the bowel irregular abnormal pain, the blood mucus stool, Based on the symptoms, what is the disease means? Simply the blood motions and mucus will have there, that we called as a amoebic, that we called as a, what it is, amoebic dysentery. Here, amoebic dysentery. This is caused by amoeba, entamoeba histolytica. Here, next one is why the Ascaris eggs are called. 1 second. Next is the in which way the tobacco affect the respiration? Name the alkaloid found in tobacco. Tobacco affects the respiration, causes the tobacco smoking increases the carbon monoxide level and reduce the oxygen. The SAQs will learn. The carbon monoxide level is increased, the oxygen level is decreased. Which alkaline is found in this one means nicotine is the alkaline is founding in this one. See, one more. The Ascaris eggs are called as a, why the Ascaris eggs are called as a mummillated eggs? Means the Ascaris eggs are mainly the covered by the protein, repelled surface. Here, repelled surface protein. That's why see, eggs of the Ascaris have the protein outer coat, which is a repelled, not papillae. Here it is a repelled papillae, hence the look repelled surface. That's why it is called as a mummillated eggs. Ascaris eggs are having the mainly, they are having the repelled surface, protein coat is present like this. They are outer side, they are having the repelled protein surface is there. That's why we call it as a mummillated eggs. Next is the important one. This one is also the nocturnal periodicity. Here, Wuchereria branchopti. Here, migration of the sheathed microfilaria larva. Wuchereria branchopti. The larva is there that we call as sheathed microfilaria larva. It is from the deeper blood vessels comes into the peripheral blood vessels. When the nighttime they are comes from the in the deeper blood vessels to the peripheral blood vessels. The time between the 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. referred as a nocturnal period. Before that, they are present in the peripheral only, the inside of the deeper blood vessels. In daytime, they are present in the deeper vessels, and they come to the peripheral blood vessels at 10 to 4 p.m. That type of phenomenon is called as a nocturnal periodicity. See this one, this one, a person is suffering from the chills and shivering and body temperature and the following profuse sweating. This are the which symptoms? This one is the symptoms of the malaria. Here it is causative item is Plasmodium. With this, we finish the almost the sixth lesson, seventh lesson, and the VSQs are not there. The next we are going to last lesson. We are going to discuss about the last lesson VSQs. Here the commensalism. What is the commensalism and the mutualism is there? See this one. The mainly the commensalism means the type of interaction. The interaction will be means the two organisms are live together, that we call as interaction. The interaction between the two different species in which one get benefit, another neither benefit nor harm. One is get benefit, another one nor benefit nor harm. Two partners are there in that. One is get benefited, another one nor benefit nor harm. That we call as a commensalism. Here example, barnacle growing in the back of the whale. Barnacles are the growing on the back of the whale. Where they are transported, that place they can go, but they are not not any harm. Here barnacles are move from the one place to another place, but the whale where they are going that place, but whales are not benefit nor harm. That we call as a commensalism. Next is the second mutualism. In this time, what will happen means both of them are get benefited. Here in the interaction, the type of interaction between the different species, the both of them are get benefited. That we call as a mutualism. Next, what it is means bees and flowering plants, bees get nectar, pollen, plants and get pollinated. Both of them are, bees are getting the food and they are give the help to the plants as a pollination. Clear? This is about the mutualism. This one is important, camouflage. See this one? The camouflage means the what it is means is the phenomena exhibited the some animals and insects which change the colors according to the surroundings. For example, for the escaping of the predators, they change same like environment. For example, they are present in the grass, they becomes as a green in color. They present in the soil, they becomes as a brown in color. Means depending upon the environment, they can change the color. The phenomena exhibiting by some animals and insects which change the colors according to the surroundings is called as a camouflage. Some are naturally colored which suit to the surroundings. Here, the chameleon is having this type of phenomena, and the leaf insects are having this one, and the stick insects are having this type of phenomena. They are having the same color. Here, next is the ghost spray. That is not important. Next is the lentic and the loting systems. Here see this one, lentic ecosystem and the lotic ecosystem. Lentic ecosystem means still water bodies like ponds, lakes, reservoirs are called as a lentic ecosystem, which are moving. The following water bodies like the streams, rivers, and called as a lotic. Lentic means stagnant water. Where the stagnant water is there, that ecosystem is called as a lentic ecosystem. Lotic ecosystem means they are where the water is flowing. That ecosystem is called, the systems is called as a lotic ecosystems. In this lesson, more VSQs are there. Just important only I'm taking. Most important one only I'm taking. See this one. Next one is the osmotropic nutrition. Here, what is osmotropic? Osmotropic nutrition means this one is the nutrition, the mode of nutrition which organisms are taking the pre-digested food through the body walls. Here already digested food is they taken just absorb the digested food. That type of food, nutrition is called as the osmotropic nutrition. Fungi secretes the enzymes and break down into the dead waste minerals. Absorb means the fungi is secrete the enzymes and break down the dead and waste materials and absorb the digested material. They digest that one and they absorb the digested food that we call as the osmotropic nutrition. Example is fungi. The which air pollutants are mainly chiefly responsible for the acid rains, which is the main all of sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxide is the major pollutants of the acid rains. The acid rains are caused by the acidification of the lakes and streams. It accelerates the corrosion of the buildings and monuments. Which one is causing the acid rains means sulfur dioxide and the nitrogen oxide mainly causing the air pollution. The acid rains are caused the acidification of the lakes means the acid rains are coming, the lakes and the streams becomes as a acidified. Next, that accelerate the corrosion of the becomes as a yellowish in color. Monuments and the buildings are undergoes the corrosion by the acid rains. Biological magnification. This is a gradual increase of the concentration of the pollutant successive trophic level. What will happen means in the successive trophic level, increase the concentration of the pollutants. Gradual increase of the concentration of the pollutant or at the successive trophic level. This is the aquatic food chain is called as a biomagnet. Means they're going to the trophic level, the pollutants will be growing. For example, trophic level 1, more is there, less is there. Pollutants, the going to the up, the pollutants are more that we call as a biological magnification. For example, DDT concentration in the sample water normally 0.03 is there, and through the biomagnification it reaches to the 5 ppm. It is the first, it is present in the 0.003 is there, that in the upper trophic level come the pollution is 5 ppm is there. Clear? Means compare 0.003 becomes as a 5 ppm. Like this increase is called as a biological magnification. Last one, the incinerators and the what are the incinerators used for the hospitals? Here, hospitals are generating the hazards of the waste like disinfectants chemical pathogenic microorganisms. Before they are disposed, they must be treated. Means before the disposing, they must be treated. Otherwise, they cause a heavy pollution in the surroundings. First, we are giving the treat means the poisonous or not poisonous, like that. We are treated this one. The otherwise they can increase the pollution surrounding. Incinerators are used in the hospitals for the disposal of the hospital waste. They are burning or the burying. They are this one that is called as the incinerators used for the hospitals. Here, this is about the VSAQs of the last lesson. The one more time, I'll explain the what LAQs are important. So what you want to learn, I will explain. The first listen, the first year students, those are failures. They learn the only 4 LAQs. You learn it. What LAQs I am writing here? That LAQs only perfectly you learn it. The last lesson you leave it. The what it is means the which one from the parasites. Parasites. The biology and biology in human welfare. That is the which parasites you are learning means the leave it the entamoeba staltica. Last time they gave, that's why leave it the compulsorily you learn it the plasmodium mosquito phase. Plasmodium mosquito phase. Mosquito phase. Learn it compulsorily. Next one is the second is the life cycle of Ascaris. Life cycle of Ascaris. Sorry. Life cycle of Ascaris. These two from the parasites must you learn. Remaining you already you get that also you revise it. But these two are the must you learn it from the biology in human welfare and also from the cockroach, from the Periplaneta americana. Here from the cockroach or Periplaneta americana, you learn it the first 2 questions means the digestive cockroach digestive system. Cockroach digestive system. Next, cockroach, the circulatory system. Circulatory system. The failure candidates compulsorily you learn it these 4. Easily you can get 2. Otherwise, 1 compulsorily you can get. That's why concentrate in these 4 questions. Perfectly you learn it. The remaining what you are learning means last lesson. Already I explained the air pollutants. I explained that you learn it. Food chains you learn it. Here, these are the main important LAQs. Now I am taking the SAQs. SAQs, the first from first lesson, all the important SAQs I explained that all you learn it compulsorily. You can get the one question. The most important SAQs are SAQs. The one from first lesson, what you are learning means the must you learn which one means the species concept. Species concept. What are the species? Write about the species concept. This one is the one. Reasons for greater biodiversity in tropics. Reasons for greater biodiversity in tropics. Next is the evil quadrate. Evil quadrate. And next, biodiversity hotspots. Biodiversity hotspots. Here, these must you learn it. One more Rivet Copper hypothesis is also there. That last time they gave. That's why this time mostly they will not give. That's why I'm giving these 4 questions. You 4 questions compulsorily. You learn it from this lesson. And next in the second lesson, structural organization. In this, the most important I am giving here, the glandular epithelium, glandular epithelium, and next is the types of cartilage, types of cartilage. Next, aversion system, aversion system, cardiac muscle, structure of cardiac muscle, skeletal muscle, structure of skeletal muscle, and the multipolar neuron. Multipolar neuron. Here these SAQs you learn it from the second unit, structural organization. Here more I explained, but these are important only. These you learn it compulsorily. Don't miss these SAQs. Next, in the third lesson, animal diversity 1. The third lesson, you learn it about the anthozoans, general characters of all or general characters. Anthozoans, general characters, you learn it. And second, polychaeta, general characters, you learn it. And third, leave it the arachnida, next polychaeta, and the crustaceans. This also, the crustaceans last time they gave. Anyway, you learn it this one also. And the echinoids, and the differentiation between the millipede and the centipede. Millipede and centipede. These 5 answers you learn it from the third lesson. Third lesson SAQs. Next is the fourth lesson SAQs. Next, what the fourth lesson SAQs means, the animal diversity 2. In that, differences between the cartilaginous and bony fishes. Differences between cartilaginous and bony fishes. Next, fundamental characters of chordates. Fundamental characters of chordates. Next is the general characters of amphibia. General characters of amphibia. Next, the flight modifications in birds. Flight modifications in birds. Next, general characters of ratite. Here, these are the important from the animal diversity too. These FAQs are important from the animal diversity too. Next, the fifth lesson. Locomotion and reproduction in protozoans. The fifth lesson, the only four are there. Up to from the four, the one is compulsory. Types of pseudopodia. Types of pseudopodia. Next, the types of flagella means depending based on the lateral appendages, the types of flagella, and the longitudinal binary fission, in Euglena. Next, transverse binary fission. Transverse binary fission in Paramecium. Transverse binary fission in Paramecium. These four compulsorily you learn it. From this, one is compulsory. Next is the sixth lesson. Most important only I am giving the sixth lesson. Biology in human welfare. This one is the first one is the parasitic adaptations. Second is the opioids. Third one is the tobacco adverse effects. Tobacco adverse effects. Next, fourth one is the adolescence is a vulnerable phase. Justify. Vulnerable phase. Identify. Here, next fifth one is the very, very important. Prevention is better than cure. Prevention is better than cure. Here, from the sixth lesson, these are the important one. And next seventh lesson, you know the important one. The three diagrams are there. Compulsory 100% one will come in the seventh lesson. You practice only the three diagrams for SAQ. Compulsorily you can get means you practice these three diagrams, the 4 marks within your hand. Here, that's why see this one, seventh lesson, the periplaneta. In this, the three diagrams are important. First one is the salivary glands. Anyway, salivary glands you practice for the LAQ. That's why you practice the salivary glands. Next, mouth parts of cockroach. My estimation, this time the diagram, this will come. Ommatidium. Why means last time the long answer which the circulatory system gave. This time maybe digestive system, I think. Digestive system, that's why digestive system included in the salivary glands. The last time the mouth parts they gave That's why mouth parts it didn't give. This one only, the most important, most chances are there. Anyway, you practice these 3 diagrams. In these 3 diagrams, one is compulsorily the 4 marks within your hands. In the 5th, 7th lesson, this one. The next one is the last one, last lesson, that is the 8th lesson. Some only I am giving. Don't stress more in the 8th lesson. Why means more SAQs are there. That's why if it is possible, you leave it that lesson. If you want to learn some important questions, I am giving the 8th lesson, the summer stratification. Summer stratification. Summer stratification. Next is the freshwater animals adaptations. Freshwater animal adaptations. Next is the marine water adaptations. Marine water animal adaptations. Next is the comparison of fresh and marine water. Comparison of fresh and marine water animals. Marine water animals. Here, next one is the last one. The not last one. Next, brood parasitism. Brood parasitism. Next one is ecological pyramids. Ecological pyramids and SAQs. The grazing food chain, detritus food chain is there. That in LAQ you are learning anyway. That you write it. And these are the means the ozone depletion also there. That also you can learn. These are the important SAQs. The most important I am giving. My suggestion is first 5 lessons. SAQs, BSAQs perfectly you learn it. Easily you can pass. Clear? Next, the BSAQs more concentrate on the 5th lesson as well as 2nd lesson. 5th lesson and 2nd lesson, the half of the BSAQs cover in these 2 lessons only. The structural organization, from that, the 2 to 3 BSAQs will come. The 2nd lesson, locomotion and reproduction in protozoans, compulsory 2 will come. That's why 5 questions will come from these 2 lessons only. That's why you concentrate these 2 lessons. Along with this, the remaining 3 lessons also you learn. Easily you can write the 6 to 7 BSAQs. There only you can get the 10 to 12 marks you can get. That's why the more concentrate in the first 5 lessons only. Either BSAQs or SAQs, first 5 lessons you learn it perfectly. The remaining lessons you are interested, learn it. And the 7th lesson, diagrams also, you practice it. The only 3 diagrams are there. You practice that 3 diagrams. So it's useful to you. And last lesson, my suggestion, last lesson, you leave it. If you get right, otherwise, you leave it. Yeah, this one is about the important questions, the SAQs, VSAQs, and LAQs. LAQs, you learn it from the that 4 only, more perfectly you learn it. And last lesson, food chains and air pollutants, you learn it. If time is there, you learn the more parasites also. Clear? The next, it is prepare well, and the 5 lessons you prepare more. Mostly the SAQs, VSAQs, prepare very well, and all the best for the exams. Okay, bye.